comes in from behind. They still want kills.
Here comes
Double teleport.
Manages to jump into the air and jump
Nemesis
on TSM. Nemesis, with the help of Selfmade, chase TSM through the jungle. And Fnatic will chase down Broken Blade, the last standing member of TSM, inside the base. It was a hard-fought fight, but one that Fnatic earned through macro plays. Fnatic take down TSM.
Hey guys, Flay here. With NA once again doing horribly at Worlds and failing to surprise fans with what is different this year rather than last year Worlds runs, I decided to make a video to have my take on what is going on with NA and our culture in general, what is the solution to fixing these problems, and what can NA do as a major region to not be overpowered by minor regions while also trying to catch up to the LPL, LEC, and LCK, because we are clearly behind. This is the NA rebuilding and what the future holds for North American League of Legends. The reason why I made this video is to help NA fans figure out what is going on with all the drama around the free agency and the drama around our horrible Worlds run as a region. All 3 NA teams did not make it out of groups, and our top seed got 0-6 in groups, which is very horrible. And this is a very confusing time for League of Legends fans, not just for NA, but also for every other region, because free agency can be really dramatic and chaotic. So I am here to guide you through this trying time. Now, full disclosure, all of the information in this video is gathered through credible sources around the community, sources like Travis, Thorn, ESPN.esports, community analysts such as myself, First Take and The Crackdown. Thank you to Dom, LS, and Ggon for your opinions. OP.GG, Rise API, and LCS Insiders. Official day of free agency will start on November 18. So keep an eye out for that. Signings will happen right around that time. But deals has been reached. Okay, let's look at the current situation in NA. Now, all the bullet points right here goes hand in hand, whether you are reading them from top to bottom or bottom to top. All of these problems are in sync. I will read through them and I will explain what's going on. So our the most worst Worlds run in history is the reason. That's the result, and the reason is that we having pros who are insecure about the job positions, according to LS, and then imports to me is more of a problem than a solution to it, and I will get to that. And with organization importing, we are having no room for homegrown players, which leads to young talent think they're not wanted, and so they're not motivated to go pro, and then it leads to NA organizations not motivated enough to pick them up. And then we have the scouting culture is just horrible. Now I read from bottom to top. Scouting culture is horrible, which leads to NA organizations importing rather than picking up young talents, which leads to young talents not motivated to go pro in NA. And which leads to not enough homegrown players, and it loses its identity and result to importing, and then import becomes a problem. It causes every single pro, young and old, to have job insecurities, and then right there leads to a horrible Worlds run, worst Worlds run in history. All of these problems are in sync. Okay, let's talk about imports. Why I hate importing. I want to be specific about this. I don't like importing old players or superstars. I don't like that. I like importing young players. Young players like Chovy, who's only 19. Knight, who's 20. Right? Good young players. They don't have to be famous. These 2 players are famous, but we can pick out, other players who are adequate, to not as famous but still are good. The reason why I want to import like this is because we can train them and they're still young, and so they can still have the motivation to to keep going and keep fighting for the respective organization that they're in. I don't like to import old players. For example, Impact. When he came here, he was already an established player, a world champion. He came to NRG and then C9 and now TL. We import Impact for his raw talent, raw mechanic skill. But what we didn't account for is his mentality. He sees NA as a retirement region. He came here, gave his best shot, and then he won 4 LCS championships, and then he's done. He just came here for the big bucks, and he came here to retire, basically. He's not looking to compete anymore. He already got 1 championship under his belt, which is World. Travis did mention that Sticky is going to be potentially coming back to the LCS, playing for Dignitas. Licorice is out. Before this video went live yesterday, you guys can see that Jensen is resigned by TL. Broxa, I put him in white because if we don't find a compatible jungler for Alphari, then Brox might just stay and improve his playstyle. But Impact is surely out because we are reaching a deal with Alphari. FBI is maybe going to be released because Golden Guardians are looking at John Sun, so John Sun is released. I also heard from Travis that Bang is released, and I heard from Reddit and Twitter rumors that TSM, after Bjergsen's retirement, is looking to get rid of Broken Blade, maybe Doublelift, and Biofrost. Biofrost is surely going to be out. Broken Blade has already been released due to rumors. And maybe Doublelift is also out. Golden Glue is expiring, but EG will surely re-sign him. Bang is out for EG, so we might see TSM Bang if Doublelift is out. We also might see Bang playing for another LCS team, or he surprisingly, hopefully, will go back to Korea. But we can also look at other regions, right? Hot topic right here. Caps may be released, Perkz may be released. The G2 duo are both mid laners. Perkz play ADC out of respect for Caps because he loves the guy. But what if Perkz will come back to the mid lane? Where will Caps go? And with TSM Bjergsen retiring, we might see TSM Caps. Now today, before this video, about a few hours ago, I heard rumors that Hylissang is going to TSM. So we might see TSM Hylissang, because his contract is expiring on November 17. If Hylissang does not resign with Fnatic, where would he go? Of course, TSM, after firing Biofrost, they will most likely import Hylissang. Rekkles is expiring. Where will Rekkles go? I don't know. If the duo from Fnatic want to become duos for TSM, I think TSM would look at that as a very, very profitable deal, because you're having a well-established superstar with a young support on his side for over 2 years now. It's a really good combo, and I want to see free agency happens. I know that TSM has the money to do it, and I would like that to happen. But I think Rekkles is going to re-sign with Fnatic. I don't think that an established star like Rekkles would leave Fnatic for a region that he hates or he looks down upon NA. However, I think Rekkles will go to China. He did say in an interview that Rekkles would like to retire in in China. Rekkles did say that he wants to retire in China, and I see that happening. I do see that happening. There's over 1 billion people in China. Half of them likes Rekkles, half of them respects Rekkles, and then brand deals in China, and then what if he ends up on a good team? Royal Never Give Up is a good team still, even though they're kind of bad now. Royal would like to fill Uzi shoes with established veteran players such as Rekkles. Rekkles will find heaven in China. He will have a mansion, he will have girls, he would have money, he would have fame, he would have sponsorships, he would have everything that he ever wanted in China if he goes to China. And I think Royal would never give up. We'll pick him up to replace Uzi, who is retired last year due to sickness. A potential place that Rekkles could go to again is going to be Top Esports. JackeyLove is a very good ADC, but his Worlds performance and loss to Suning may him be reconsidered to be going to another team. I don't think Top wants him anymore, so Rekkles might go to the LPL this season, this upcoming 2021, but we'll see what happens. Kadrol is contract expiring. Kadrol is a veteran jungler. He used to play for H2K. Now he plays for XL Gaming. Keitro is a very good player, respected jungler in my opinion. So I want to see NA team picking him up and trying to work with him. Nemesis may be on release. Fnatic traditionally has always give up their players over 2 years. They started that tradition with Xpeke, continued with Caps, and now they will continue with Nemesis. Nemesis may be released. Fnatic Nemesis is a very good mid laner. So we might see him replacing TSM Bjergsen. So we might see TSM Nemesis. Who knows? Because if you notice that if Fnatic do release Nemesis this year, they are continuing their tradition of releasing players after every 2 years. After 2 years, Xpeke is gone. After 2 years, Caps is gone. And after 2 years, Nemesis will be gone. If Nemesis resigns, then I don't know. But he is looking to be out of the door. Veteran Febiven. Veteran top laner Febiven may be looking towards NA. Alphari already looked towards NA. Xerxes might be re-signing. Odamame is expiring, but Odamame may be looked to re-sign. Forgiven, he is a legend. Forgiven is a legendary ADC. May look to go to NA. May look to retire at NA. Humanoid will be maybe going to re-sign with Mats because I think that's Matt. I think he's the only hope for Matt Lyons. Crown Shot, pretty good ADC. I don't know where he will go. Maybe to NA or maybe he will be re-signing. Let's look at China and Korea. I'm just gonna only name a few names. Balan and Loken is expiring, so we might see them in NA if their teams don't re-sign them. Formerly SKT Scout, now plays in China. Still pretty decent mid laner. May look to go to NA. He's still pretty young and he can still make a name for himself in a big region like NA, because China now you have a lot of teams in China, and it's really hard to stand out as a mid laner in China because they're all over 1 billion people, and like you just find a talent right there with like that with snap of a finger. You can maybe find a talent like Knight or CA or like 369. It's really hard to find a talent that can stick out in China, but once you stick out in China as a talent, that is very, very good for you. SOFM, fun fact from I think it was Mark Z. No, it was not. It was Loco Doco. Loco Doco tweeted out that SOFM tried out for TL, but we didn't pick him up. I don't know why we didn't pick up SOFM, but I think we kind of regret that now. But his contract is expiring. We might see SOFM as another Huni. Huni, when he was in Korea, he tried out for SKT, but then SKT denied him the chance of playing for them. He then go to Europe and then go to NA, and Immortals, when he was playing for Immortals, SKT has hit him up. So with SOFM contract expiring now, we may see a Huni. We may see that the team that rejected him may pick him up again, because SOFM is such a calculated jungler. He is precise and he manipulates XP. If you give him Nilly, he will literally sleeps in your jungle. SOFM coming to NA may be the biggest bombshell ever. Especially if he wins Worlds. If he wins Worlds right now, comes to NA, he will be the biggest superstar in NA. And match up with a pretty young team like TL. I would say Alphari is still young, with tactical veterans like Core JJ and Jensen. I think TL will be a super team if SOFM comes in play for us. TL SOFM might happen. I cross my finger. I strongly support that. SOFM is only 23. Bright future. Hopefully it happens. But another jungler we can look at is Kanavi. JD Gaming Kanavi, we might see him coming to NA or we might see him going to Korea. But the thing with Korea is that they don't want players from other regions. Korea traditionally trains their own players and develop their own young talent. We see that with SKT. Every single year over and over again, SKT rosters changes with players playing around Faker. The only person that's been on SKT is Faker. Everything else, top jungle, ADC support changes with very young, unheard players, and that's the Korean culture of training young players. They don't import, they train young players. We only see Korean players go to China, but we never see a Chinese player go to Korea, or we never see an EU or NA or Western player go to Korea. Korea changed their own sorry about that. Korea trains their own players, and they import those players away. We never see Koreans picking up anyone else outside their region. But Sohan is expiring, Niguri is expiring, Gorilla is expiring, Chovy is expiring, Dev is expiring, Kira is expiring, Life is expiring. So we see a handful of very good players, especially Chovy and Def. Where would they go next? Is this the end for DRX Def? We might see Def in NA. Is TSM Chovy gonna happen? Because here's the thing. Last year, Evil Geniuses offered Chovy $3 million. Chovy declined. And he says, I'll take $1 million, I'll stick with DRX for another year trying to push for a title, and then I will reconsider going to another region after this year. With DRX failing to make it to Worlds finals this year, Chovy now faced with a choice. Will he go to another region or will he stay in Korea? I would say if an NA team like Evil Geniuses offered Chovy $3 million or $4 million or $5 million this year, he'll go to NA. But also, we cannot leave out China. You think NA has the big bugs? China is as equally or even more wealthy than NA. So we might see him getting a fat check from China, and we might see Chovy ending up in JDG top or any other team. He might even replace Rookie on IG. You don't know that. But yeah, Chovy have a very hard decision right now. Would you stay with your team for another year, or will you go to another region? And this is actually a very smart move by Chovy. Last year, Chovy is only worth $3 million max. Now he is worth $8 million. Chovy has improved. Chovy has increased the price of what he is worth. And now we potentially will see Chovy getting a fat check offer from any single team. We might see a blank check Faker style from Chovy. As a 19-year-old who's worth $8 million, you live up to that. That's something that you want to be able to live up to. Now, what all free agency and potential buyouts is going to be explained, I will move to what every NA team wants right now from free agency. So, according to Travis, again, thank you Travis, TL, we are looking to fill top and jungle. As mid lane today, found out that Jensen is re-signing with TL, so we're no longer looking for a mid laner. We are going to be looking for top jungle because the potential of TSM Jensen is no more. Jensen is going to be TL Jensen for another 3 years for $3 million. TSM, mid, top, and maybe bot lane. TSM is looking to replace mid, which is Bjergsen, who's just retired. Top lane is going to be replacing Broken Blade because he is going to be released. Bot lane, when I say bot lane, is because TSM going to be looking to overhaul the entire bot lane. So I don't know if Double Lips is going to stay or if Double Lips is going to go, but for sure Biofars is out. Position to fill for C9 is only top lane, but I would say that top lane for C9 is going to be replaced by Academy. So we might see C9 pulling out Fudge from Academy. So Fudge coming from Academy to play top for C9 with another young team. For another young teammate. So they might pull Nisqy. I heard rumors that Nisqy might be gone as a C9 mid laner. Blabber potentially is gone as a jungler because they want to pull top and jungle from C9 Academy to help Fudge synergize. So Blabber might be gone, but Nisqy is 80% gone. Nisqy might be 80% gone because they want that C9 Academy synergy. And FlyQuest, jungle, top, and maybe bot lane. The only so what I heard from CEO of FlyQuest is she is looking to have FlyQuest play around. They are looking to play around Power of Evil. As you may know, Power Evil is the sole and only carry on FlyQuest. With Solo having the worst performance at Worlds, Santorin not living up to his name, Turtles being washed, and Ignar is confused roaming 24/7. Power Evil is the only person that keeps FlyQuest alive, and so FlyQuest will look to build around Power of Evil, and we might see TL Santorin, as FlyQuest will be looking for another jungler. So we might see FlyQuest and we might see FlyQuest and Team Liquid switching junglers. Broxah might become FlyQuest Bloxa in the future, according to rumors. Horror Thieves and Evil Geniuses are looking to replace ADCs. I know that Bang is out, and both teams are right now. They are interested in Dignitas Johnson. Johnson is really hot commodity right now on the market, and their Evil Geniuses and Horror Thieves are looking to get him. COG and Dignitas with Dignitas Johnson is going to be potentially no more. They are looking towards replacing their ADC and top position. Same thing with COG. COG might look for a complete overhaul of their roster. So we might see what COG might do, but for now, rumors are that ADC and top is what they are looking for. Immortals are looking to overhaul their entire team. Golden Guardians are looking to replace top lane because Hanser wants out. Now, with all that being said, free agency and whatnot, let's look at major population of active players. I pull this from the Riot API, which is this, and I've been figuring out how to put all these numbers together. I'm just gonna rant real quick right now by saying that we are top 3 region. We have more active players than Korea, and somehow we are worse than Korea. Korea is about to be world's champion for the third year, I think, fourth year, fifth year, and we, as a region who are 5 million players ahead of them, are doing worse than them. It doesn't matter about the population, it just matters about culture. Now, I want to put this graph right here for fans to see, because I just want you guys to see a perspective of what we are dealing with. We are dealing with a big population of active players not living up to expectations, or are we dealing with with scouts and organization not wanting to pick up potentially 18,444,603, and out of that potentially 1,000 talents or so. Like, look at our challenger ladder board. Right, we have like over 500 challenger players, and maybe we can pick out one person to be potentially a good player. Now, to help me with that is I'm going to play a clip from Travis. This is Mark Z ranting about how our approach to the game sucks and how we should really refigure how we approach this culture stuff, and how we supposedly can save our own skin when it comes to free agency, importing, or finding new talents.
How we play it. There's a lot of other problems in the North American scene, and I'm not trying to say that like population size is the only one, but from the perspective of how North America finds new talent, it is at least proportional to our server size. So I don't, that's my take. I think going for North American players and just throwing them into our system is wrong. And to highlight this even further, if you go and look at our academy system, it is full of what I call fodder players that are just there because their names and teams don't really care. I was talking to an executive about the problems with academy and things like that, and he was saying people cancel scrims all the time, it's not professional, there's all these problems with the academy system, and another problem I think is just the quality of players that they're putting in there. I would say there's roughly 15 players who I've identified as people who have been around for plenty long to know that they don't have this ceiling that we're waiting for them to necessarily hit. And I'm not going to name names because I don't want to turn this into a blame session, but those are spots where I'm saying, why not go to other regions and properly scout out their young players and try and find the Chovies, the Keens, the Humanoids, the Larsons, these people that other regions are finding before they find them. Why do we have all NA teams in academy of players who have been playing for 4+ years? And I'm not counting veterans in this. There's veterans in there who are there for a stabilizing presence, like a Darshan. I don't count a Darshan as a fodder because it's not like he's there that we're waiting to see him become good or anything.
academy and an amateur league. So I want to do that because I got this idea from Valorant First Strike tournament. It's an open qualifier where every single team, top teams and small teams, can fight each other for a spot inside the tournament. This is only a qualifier. So I'm like, why not open a challenger league where if you think you're good enough, make a team of 5. If you win the tournament, you get a slot in the academy league. And then teams will start to notice you, and then they'll pick you up because you're talented. Why not do that? Because we should be doing that. While me going to my third point is we can look to. Actually, this is actually part of point 5. I'm sorry about that. This is actually part of point 4. I'm sorry about that. Sorry for the confusion. I just realized that. We can retrain our scouts so they can know what talents to get for what teams. Right? We see Broken Blade, who is a really talented player. TSM picked him up. He's not the right style of player for TSM, even though he played aggressive. TSM tends to get very bloody in the first openings of the teams, of the team fights. So, but then he didn't stick. So we had to retrain scouts so they know if you are a talented player, but we need to know if you can fit the team dynamic and you can play for the team. And then after we retrain scouts, my fourth point is we pick up talents outside the NA. And if they make their name here, they are considered NA talents. Instead of importing players, we should start importing coaches and staff. That's my 2 points. If you're gonna import veterans, import coaches. I want to see Koma, the former SKT coach. I want to see him come here. We imported coaches from other regions before. Example is Reaper from C9, who just left C9 this year. We imported him, and look at what C9 achieved. We should be doing more like that. We should be importing more coaches and staff so they can teach us their culture, so we can learn what the Chinese are doing, so we can learn what the Koreans are doing. We can copy them, and we can copy them, and then we can change it to fit our lifestyle, and so we can grow and develop. We can pick talents up outside NA, just like what Mark Z just said. We need to pick up talents from outside NA rather than just have follow players playing for academy. You can basically just slot a random challenger player into academy because he's young, he's only 19, he's challenger. I'm just gonna throw him in there, and then he becomes nothing after 5 years of playing for academy. No improvement, you kick him out. That slot could have been saved for another player from another region, such as a Huang Feng, a Shi Ye, a Knight, a Bin, a 369. That slot could have been saved for those players, when they can come here, grow, and become NA talents. Which leads me to my last point, which is opening scouting grounds across the country and neighboring countries look for NA. Oceanic is no more. They're considered NA now. So we have Australia, Turkey, Mexico, Canada, and the United States. We have 5 countries where we can open scouting grounds to look for talents. Why are we not doing that? Scouting ground worked. It gave us Blabber, it gave us Licorice, it gave us Lost, FBI. Scouting grounds work. They do work, and we should be opening more of these, right? So we don't have to freaking listen to this tweet or read from this tweet. We don't have to read these. I don't want to read this. Every time I read this tweet, I get sad. Every time I read this tweet, I get sad. We don't have to read these tweets.
We can improve. We can be a better region. We don't have to read these tweets and think to ourselves, is this doomed for NA? Are we doomed? Are we set to fail? I just don't know. It's just horrible. You know, I read these tweets and I see what we're going through and I'm like, God damn. Alorum got a point. Alorum used to be a YouTuber. I remember watching him back in the day. Back in 2013, I started to main Wukong because I like Journey to the West. I watched that shit a lot, and it's my favorite childhood TV show. So I started maining Wukong, and I looked to Alorum as a Wukong main to teach me how to play Wukong. And he went from a YouTuber to an immortal top laner. So so I see this and I'm reading it and I'm like, you know what? He's kind of right. He gave up streaming and YouTube to become a pro. He worked his ass off for it, and now he's reflecting back. He's telling young players, if you have talent, just go stream. And I give you one good example of a talent right now that streams. 14-year-old challenger player Griffin, who is in the jungle, he streams. 13-year-old challenger player top laner Riven main, General Sniper, Viper's little brother, streams, and they're making bank, teaching people how to play jungle and top. And I see this and I'm like, maybe Alorum got a point. Maybe Griffin and General Sniper doesn't have to go pro. They can just stream and make bank. I hate to say this, but Mo Yasuo didn't want to go pro. He became personality. Mo started streaming when he was 19-year-old challenger. Started streaming instead of going pro. And it worked out for Mo. So this tweet is 100% right. I mean, unless our scouting and our culture as NA changes, we will be seeing more of this and more of this. It's actually disgusting that pro veterans don't want to scrim young players because they might lose their jobs, because they're so insecure of job insecurity. It's so insecure about their ability to perform. And as Scar once says in an interview back when he played for Dig, that the old dogs will be replaced by young, fresh faces. And that is what's happening right now. Faker is being replaced by Chovy. It's getting there. Bjergsen will potentially be replaced by... I don't know who's going to replace Bjergsen, but potentially he'll find a replacement. And it's just sad that we can do so more to fix this, but we can't. And it takes time. And it takes management and corporate to know that fans are sad that we have this performance every year. It takes time for coaches to know that it's time that we stop, we rethink our approach to what we can do to fix the region. And it's just sad that we just cannot fix anything. We just have to sit here and accept that any trash. And every single year when we play Worlds, EU fans would just spam on Twitch chat that we suck, and we can't do it. And we cannot do anything about it because our top teams get beat up by their top teams. It's just sad. And NA has the biggest roster moves in any region in history, right? So we see stable teams like TL and C9 switch their rosters around very often. TSM switch their roster every year. No roster has been staying together for the past 3 years, which is completely insane. So with that, I leave you with the end of this video. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. And if you want more content from me analyzing games or analyzing the current situation in NA, please comment below what you would like to see next. I'm thinking I'm going to make a jungle analyst. I'm going to analyze how SOFM plays the game, how he manipulates XP, how is he the most efficient jungler in Worlds. And if you have not watched my Fnatic versus TSM analyzing video, please watch that. It will be linked in the description below and also at the end title screen. Without any further ado, I'm Flay Sinatra signing off.